7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so right away, Cake Smash immediately, get my shuffle up, and I'm going to slowly drag the boss over to blue. I'm going to keep my shuffle up at all times now. Saw Blade's coming in a moment, so there's no reason to use my EB stacks right now. So EB, the boss is back active on me again. I use my EB. I'm going to pool Chi as before to be able to purify any red and to be able to guard when I need to guard.
That's weird.
Let's get him up. So he's about to frenzy here in just a moment. Any moment now. Frenzy's coming up. So there's the frenzy.
Taunted.
I get the shredder immediately. I get a hit it on it. I'm gonna save my Shuen for getting to the middle. Oops. And as soon as it gets to the middle, I'm gonna pop my Shuen here just to make sure all that bullshit doesn't happen again. To make sure he's getting as much burst as I can. I'm gonna make sure also I have a Cake Smash ready to go for when the ad lands. So Cake Smash should be off CD by the time this ad lands. So I'm gonna roll out, make sure I don't get hit this time, and now I'm gonna roll back in and get the Cake Smash hit up on the ad. Do as much damage as I can to it. And I should be able to kill it before it gets his 4th stack.
We're
gonna have a 4th hit. It'll die in a second. Okay, so the ad's dead. I'm gonna roll back over to the boss right now. Taunting. So I taunt the boss to make sure I get my stacks reapplied at the last second. Make sure I guard that. I absorb the entire 4th stack. And now I'm back on the boss. So I'm also going to be taking the 5th stack momentarily. For that, I will use Fort. Shredder down. So my Fort's up. I'm also going to use Diffuse. There it is. Don't boss whenever. So I'm going to dip the Shredder in the fire. Make sure I get as much damage as I can. Obviously, this time I don't have Shuen as an option. Make sure I purify that red. There's the death from above. So I'm going to roll out. Make sure I have Keg Smash ready to go for when I roll back in. And then I'm going to Keg Smash it and try to kill it immediately. So there's the Keg Smash. Going to get some blackout kicks in on it. Should die momentarily here.
Let's get to the right side.
Tawny. Cloak proc. So I proc my cloak there. My Zen Med was just a second too late. That's okay though. I still had the cloak in my back pocket. There I had the option of Zen Med. Oops. I had either the option of Zen Med there, or I could have just guarded. I have 824k Vengeance. I have more than enough Vengeance for that guard to cover the entire 6 stacks, so it would have been no problem. So there's the Shredder again. I'm going to pick up this Shredder right away. I'm going to start getting DPS on it. Now that these Saw Blades have gone through, I'm going to move the Shredder over and keep DPSing it in its spot here. Once again, I'm going to make sure that I have a Cake Smash ready to go for when the Shredder lands. Hair on my mouth. So there's the death from above. I'm going to move out momentarily. Moving out now. And then once I move back in, I'm going to Cake Smash it and get some blackout kicks in right away and finish the ad off.
New laser.
So there it is. The ad's dead. I'm going to do some rushing Jade. I'm going to get some rushing, not rushing Jade Winds. I'm going to get some spinning Crane Kick here for the ads to help with the mines. There's Lerald's 6th stack. At the 7th stack, I will taunt, so he's going to use 7th stack. He's going to use Zen Med for that 7th stack. My Vengeance is also about to wear off in 3 seconds, and he's going to eat his 7th stack in about 6 seconds. I could taunt and reapply my Vengeance here, but there's no point risking getting the debuff on me by accident. So there's the 7th stack. There's the 7th stack, taunting. I taunt the boss, we move it back to blue. Make sure I get my shuffle back up right away. And make sure I pop my EB as well. So the boss is now back on me. The Shredder's on Lerald. And I'm going to make sure that as soon as his Frenzy comes up, I use some type of CD to help it purify that red immediately. So he's going to Frenzy during this. There's the Frenzy. Going to make sure I pop my EB for that Frenzy. That was a bad Saw Blade from the melee on the side there. Shouldn't be happening. And we're just going to finish this ad off. There it is. So I'm going to take the 3rd and the 4th stack. So the 3rd stack's coming up. For this stack, I'll be just fine. I don't really need to worry about using some type of mitigation for it. I'm going to save my guard for the 4th stacks. There's the 3rd stack. Shredder's going to come down. So for the 4th stack, I want to make sure I have a guard so that I don't get hit by the Shredder as I'm getting the stack applied to me and die by accident. So I'm just going to pop my guard now since it's glyphed. Nothing else should be consuming it except for the shock itself. And the Shredder should be down in just a second here. There it is.
Nah, don't go.
So I'm going to taunt the Shredder. I'm going to move it out, and then I'm going to pop Shuen as soon as it's moved into position. Okay, so Schwen's up. Now I'm going to get as much damage on the Shredder as I did before. Going to make sure I have a Keg Smash and have some Chi ready to go for Blackout Kicks for when he lands for his burst. And then I'm going to get as much burst damage as I can on him when I roll back in. So there's the death from above. I'm going to move... Oh, the boss is dead. I was going to move out, would have rolled back in, had 2 Blackout Kicks and a Keg Smash, and would have been able to finish the ad off. Especially this time I had 1 stack more than I did last time, so it would have been even easier to finish it off. And then I would have rolled back in and taunted the boss for my 5th stack, and then eventually 6th stack as well.